Who were the Jewish groups at the time of Christ? Although our sources are limited, what we can piece together sheds light on the New Testament. The Sadducees were priestly aristocrats who controlled the temple and worked closely with Roman authority. Josephus writes, "The doctrine of the Sadducees is held by few, but by those of the greatest dignity. They denied angels, fate, and the resurrection. They accepted only the first 5 books of the Bible as supreme and rejected the Pharisaic Oral Law. Then came the Pharisees, as Josephus says, were esteemed most skillful in the exact interpretation of the laws." The Pharisees were not a monolithic group. Major theological debates existed between the houses of Hillel and Shammai. Since Jesus most often debated them, and since their movement eventually shaped Rabbinic Judaism, I cover them more fully in a separate video. The Essenes were described variously, as those who live apart from the rest of mankind, sharing all things in common and devoted to virtue, yet also as those who have no one certain city, but many of them dwell in every city. They had no fixed canon of scripture, grouping books now considered canonical with others later excluded, including Hebrew fragments of Sirach and texts like 1 Enoch. Beyond Judea lived millions of Jews in the diaspora, stretching from India, where St. Thomas is traditionally believed to have preached, to Ethiopia, where an ancient Jewish community preserved the law independently of later Rabbinic Judaism, since according to their tradition, they arrived after the exile. There was also a long-standing Jewish community in Babylon, dating back to the exile in 586, led by the Exilach and its own independent leadership structure. Throughout the diaspora, Jewish groups developed their own customs and used different languages. Philo of Alexandria represents a group of Hellenistic Jews who interpreted Moses and the Torah through Greek philosophy. Philo wrote entirely in Greek and used the Septuagint, the scripture translation most frequently quoted in the New Testament. While not strictly Jewish, the God-fearers mentioned in Acts were Gentiles attracted to Judaism, but did not accept full Mosaic obligations such as circumcision. But surveying all these groups and Jesus' disputes with them, it is difficult to place figures like Zechariah, Joseph, or Mary into any clearly defined faction. These movements appear to represent organized elites or sects, while the vast majority of ordinary Jews practiced their faith without formal affiliation to any one group.